right. So it's really cool because I'm editing a video, and we've got an advisor. His name's Rick Lee. Worked for a bunch of really major video game development companies. Been involved in all kinds of vertical slices. And, you know, his advice is absolutely priceless. But this is what I found on Google, and I didn't realize that we had to have the final quality. However, I think we've got it all worked out now. I'll talk about that a little later. All right. So make sure you go sign up for a video game test of Thunder. And what I've done here, I've put everybody that was involved, credited them. The team was talking about that. I mean, I kind of thought, you know, the team's watching these videos, so we all know who each other is. But, you know, they do have a point. Like, if an investor's looking at this, it would be nice to know who did what. So that's what's going on here. So, and David here is a branding advisor, and he's the one that told us to do this sort of. I told him what the game was about, and that was his idea. And then Henrique did up the logo. And Maria did this. So this is where our game takes place. Milky Way Galaxy. And you just travel from where you live at the sun, down the Carina Arm to the Stellar Jewel Box Nebula, NGC 3603. NASA took a satellite photo of it, and I think they mess around with the colors and stuff. I mean, I know they do, but you know, because it's very hard to be accurate. They have to use all kinds of different lenses to get these images, but man, does that ever look gorgeous. Like, you just want to go there. So we put our little planet there, so Maria did that up for me, and a little bit of a zoom in on it. And then Maria did a bit of work on this, but I totally revamped it. So I've just revamped it so many times to get it all into all these squares and stuff like that. So that's what that is. We have a metagame in our game, which means that winning and losing actually counts. So when you finish playing an arena, it will add to the general map what's going on in the open world, and so it counts. So that's kind of cool. And then when it's neutral, it's like Bear Isle here. All right. Also I did the climate system, and now Jaxlin of Riverguard, he doesn't want me to say his real name. So if there's anybody that, you know, because I didn't have time to go through everybody on the team and ask them if they wanted their names in here. So, you know, there's not a lot of people watching this yet, so it's really kind of an internal thing. So I'm not really too concerned about that, but if you don't want your name mentioned, just let me know and I'll remove it. But anyways, he doesn't want his name known, so he's the professional map maker, and so that's how he wants to be referred to, so that's how we refer to him. And Philip did all this, and I did all the fixing and all that kind of stuff and figured everything out for it. So very thankful for Philip and what he did, because I wouldn't have been able to do that, but that got us this. So I did all the vegetation work here, and Henrique did all the layouts. And then, you know, this is the problem with putting the names on, is what about the programmers and the animators? And so, and you know, even if you do the concept art and then somebody does a 3D, and then you're not talking about the person who did the concept art anymore. So, I mean, it's a good thing, but I can see that we could probably do it better. So anyways, that's where the game takes place. This is just a sky mock-up, so this is something that I did myself. But just to give an idea, have a couple moons in the sky. I was thinking a red moon and a blue moon, really big in the sky, that'd be good. And of course, it's a binary star system, and that's what the novel's all about. The novel's called Supernova Thunder, and it's all about, it's all about that. So this is what Shania and I are working on. So this is a mock-up for your scoreboard. So when you push tab, you're going to see this. And so we've got all of the awards done, and she's working on the crowns. And this is a mock-up that I did for the market exchange. So you're going to be able to buy and sell stuff in our game. And this is a mock-up for the wealth storage. So just basically where you're going to be collecting things. And then I've added in here this Zach, the character, is done by Zorn. Zorn also did the gear up. And then I did the mock-up for how this is going to look. So basically our game's better than free-to-play. People are going to be able to buy a wholesale set of gear. And it's kind of a revolutionary concept, because instead of, you know, just the guy that paid for it using it, everybody's going to be able to share and use the same gear. So there's absolutely no pay to win in this. It's kind of a revolutionary design. And then you're going to be able to sell the equipment for a profit. So it's definitely really cool. So this is really breakthrough. And this is something I've been talking about for a while. And that's to figure out what our user stories are going to be, because I've been crossing things off and we're jumping ahead and all kinds of stuff. And then when I read what a vertical slice is, I went, oh my goodness, we got to restructure our user story. So that's what this is. And I thought the number one thing we need to do is the spectator. Now, this is not my idea. This is some advice by another game developer. They said, take some time and work on your spectator system, because that's the first thing people do when they come in your game. They're a spectator. And there's things like when I push shift, I want to move faster because that's what happens in the game, and it stops. So yeah, we got to fix all that. And here's the big reason for doing the spectator system. It's our camera system for a vertical slice. So if we're going to be doing all these incredible shots and stuff, we want to have nice, gliding, smooth flowing camera. So that's what that's all about. And then instead of doing all of our devices, we're going to only do these devices like the Hog and the Wolverine for the battle. So blue for Zach, red for Sugiyao. And so I thought that was a good idea. I'm just showing the marketplace here that we're going to be focusing on. A big part of developing a game is coming up with a business plan and looking at the markets and doing market research and all that kind of stuff. So that's just kind of what this is showing and what's happening this year. Of course, we're going to wait for the year to wrap up and then we'll update that. I really think that this is the next logical step. Once we've got the vertical slice, going and talking to Epic, not only for this mega fund they got, it's $100 million. They also raised $2.5 billion. The company's in a really good financial position. Their roots are first-person shooter, and that's how Unreal Tournament all came around. So I think it's a perfect match. And then going to them as the publisher too. You can see they're in here. These are all the various publishers. I also added Rick Lee's advising us, and he works at NetEase. So I put them in there. He's going to be pitching to them. But I think we send our executive producer to Epic Games, and that's where we start. And and it's kind of cool. I didn't have time to read the newest one, but Quentin got the newest outline done for our TV show. I'm just calling it Thunder Rocks. I think that's a really good name. And until somebody comes up with a better one, that's what we're going to use. So we need to do our vertical slice teaser cinematic. So that script has been done. Oh yeah, where's my script stuff? Okay, anyways, that script is, hopefully it's still in here. That script has been done. So what I've done is I've taken the story master, I have taken what the writers have written, I have taken what Quentin has done some rewrites. I came up with a whole bunch of scenes and things like that, and then I put that together. That has gone to the animation department, so Ryan's working on storyboards, just raw storyboards for it. So we're going to lay it out, and then we're going to go pitch this thing once we got our 12 episodes done and our pilot script written, and, oh my God, a TV pitch Bible. Never knew about that. 5 seasons of shows planned. We just need the titles, but boy, oh boy, we got to make sure we're on the ball with that. So that's from some very professional advice from people that pitch and close a lot of these deals, because if you can go and pitch a deal and the deal is exactly what the finance department wants, so they don't have to do anything, they just take your pitch and basically put it into, then it's an easier deal to close. And we've got a professional TV producer that's going to go do those pitches, not verified yet, but he's in the works. And of course we could always find somebody else, but there's a lot of them out there. But this guy's retired, very wealthy, and hungry to go pitch. So then we go pitch to, in this order, Amazon, Netflix, and HBO. That's the idea. And a lot of people say, hey, why don't you guys go do crowdfunding? Well, you got to have a crowd. So we got to build up our mailing list, and all that stuff is in progress, and it is building. We do have a bit of an issue that now we've got a lot of bots adding themselves to our list. So we got to clean all that up, and we're going to add a little thing to the website so that doesn't happen anymore, but that's the reality of it. So, of course, this is the layout that I did. I did put the layout of Bane, the underground layout there, but Jeffrey, so we're really focused on Intrepid. I mean, we're doing all kinds of other things. I'll just talk about that for a sec. So we're really focused on Intrepid. This is where our vertical slice is, and that's what we're working on. But Jeffrey's already got Excalibur done, and he has Bane, the top, done, not the underground. So we might have another underground level developer. So it'd be nice to have 2 guys, just because we're so behind on what's happening underground. Just so you know, our game's got a pit underground. We don't kill you, we don't count you out, you get banished to a lower realm, kind of like a Half-Life game. So kind of think of it like maybe like Call of Duty up top and Half-Life down in the bottom. So it's a little more complicated, but it's a lot more fun of a gameplay. But Jeff has also done external, and he did a walkthrough video. I don't have those newest screenshots, so I didn't put them in today, but and we're gonna have to still do the lagger stuff. And then Miller has done Forever, and Miller's working on Sun now, and Miller's talking to me every day, so it's fantastic. And I guess I should just say here, Miller, I don't have anything in from you because we don't have anything with textures on it. People don't really understand this gray boxing we're doing. So anyways, so I'm showing a lot of this Intrepid still and focusing on it. So Jeff has done a lot of this stuff. So this is our vertical slice. Now you can see I'm up to 1.5, kind of just did a few changes here. So we got the Story Master, Zach's going to drop. The 12 bats are going to fly away. We're going to have the hummingbird fly up to him. The marmoset scene. Now Ryan has gone through that. He looked at my marmoset scene, which is really funny. I've been laughing about it for weeks. I don't know. There's just something about it. When the writers wrote it, they wrote very serious script. And, you know, that's great. About 75% of this project is serious, but 25% of this is humorous. And so I wanted to put that humorous element in. And then the Phoenix are going to be flying, and I got them diving in and the camera following and stuff, and he really likes that idea, so that's kind of cool. We've totally changed the croc now to what the writers have written, and so Toby Dawn did that. Such a great idea. She's trained in animal husbandry. That's not what you think it is. But anyway, so she knows how animals behave and how they interact with each other. So that was fantastic. It really changed how this is going to flow. And it's the reason I came up with all of this humor with the marmosets and the croc. It really works well. I'm not going to talk too much more about that, but it's just amazing. Then our Komodo, they had him sleeping, but no. He could be sleeping down here, and then he runs up at Zach. Now the twist in all of this is Suiel is going to shoot him, and that's why he appears in the pit again. So that's why that happens. Suiel's going to drop in, and they're going to have an epic battle here. So we've been talking about how we're going to put all this together. Now the vertical slice is just you're going to walk through. I'm thinking maybe we'll put our quest in here, and you know, people can watch that. That'll be kind of cool. But you know, just when you do the walkthrough. But my whole point of this is that I'm going to put my executive producer on an airplane, and he's going to fly and pitch Epic Games. I mean, it would be really embarrassing to go to Epic Games and your game doesn't work. So, I mean, if anybody could get it working, it'd probably be them. But I'm just saying it'd be easier to play a video. So what we're going to do is do this one little bit at a time, and, you know, and just keep pitching until the things fall into place. So Adrian did this. So that's the kind of look of what we want for the fountain. So kind of ancient, like it's been there for a long time, and then taken over by the brood and the kin, you know, the trees and all that stuff. And Maggie did a good job in Speed Tree putting those trees in. So Adrian did this one as well. Not color, but she did the black and white for us. And then Joe did this up for us. So just kind of taking things to the next level, kind of showing what we're going to do with textures and how we're going to lay this all out. And Adrian did this. So Chandler's working on, he's already got the model for this, so that'll be going in pretty soon. So this does, I mean, I don't know. See how she's got it going all different directions, kind of like X? Just a little note there. So, all right, Jeffrey did this up. Now I left this, I was trying to figure out, I pulled out as much as I could. It's so difficult to figure out what to leave in and what to pull out, because there's a lot of people working on this game and there's a lot of images, and I don't want anybody to feel left out, but you know, sometimes it's difficult. So the Marmoset Village, we've moved outside of the play area because we want people to go get their quest and be able to do their quest without being involved. Now, the problem with that whole idea is, yeah, you get your quest, but then you go into the Strangler Forest, which is inside the game zone. So I'm just going to leave that one up in the air for the team to figure out what to do. This is going to be the Marmoset Village. I have kind of laid this out. There's no paths for it yet, though. We haven't painted textures. There's no textures on this landscape. It looks like there is, but there are not. And Jeffrey did this up, the Intrepid pit. The Intrepid summary dock. And I pulled all the pit stuff out because we're going to show it in a different way now. So you'll see it'll grow, but it's just kind of new. So Jeffrey did this. It's the Brood Fortress. So we're going to start with this vertical gameplay. And this is going to go for the kin as well. So the kin's going to be very vertical. So I want to have the throne maybe here. Energy icon on the roof. The roof will open and close. So it's a lot more difficult to get to the throne now. So, but anyway, just some ideas there. I think it's kind of cool. And, oh, this is supposed to have Jeffrey's name on it. Sorry. Somehow I missed that one. So the Intrepid Geyser Walk. Jeffrey did the Marmoset Village Ruins. So this is the south side of the lake. Nikita did he's our lighting director, did this. So this is his version of the marmoset huts, and this is the ruined one. So they're like the nicest ones. So we'll have to think about all that. There's the north side of the lake, the blasted valley. More on the blasted valley. The guys can just pause the video if they want to read all that stuff. And the Brood Fortress, just kind of, Jeff did a layout for this. You can see what I did on this side here. So I just left that like that. And Boyan did now this is just a block out. So this is not playable yet, but really, we're going to be doing the vertical slice down here. So this is going to just catch the camera a little bit. So we're not really too concerned about it being perfect. Of course, there's no textures on any of this yet. So it's not white, trust me. So, although the white does look kind of cool, but yeah, it's not going to be white. So Boyan did all this work, which is just absolutely fantastic. So, and just following Norn's concept art, but did a fantastic job of that there. And Devin Chu did the map. So it is nice to have people in here. And honestly, when I'm terrible with names, I'm streaming, I can't remember what everybody's name is. So I was doing the best I could with first names, but the team said, you got to say last names too. So anyways, they're in there now. So, and I really appreciate that feedback. It really makes a difference for people to understand what's going on. So Adrian is working on the 3 phoenix nests for us. And so these are the images that I've given her for this. And I don't know which one she's going to pick, but she's going to pick one. So I just tried to get everybody's name in here. So Boyan did the castle. Devin did the map. Wade came in here and, this is why this is all lower and all that kind of stuff. And then David did a little bit. So the problem is I thought, oh, hey, this should float. We need a reason this needs to flow to the ocean. He's like, well, this is lower than the ocean. That river's flowing up here. I said, is it? So David raised all that and changed all that. So I gave him credit for that. And I got Boyan up here again for the fountain, and the map is by Devin. And just a little bit more look at that river that flows out to the ocean. And Unreal's funny, when you get up too high, it stops drawing some things. You can see a whole bunch of the rivers look blank, but that's just it's just a performance thing. Same here, it looks a little blank. All right. So again, the fountain by Boyan. And I got to take some new screenshots. We got more things done here. So block out by Wade. So Wade did the block out for the Brood Fortress. Yeah, so I showed that. I put the energy icons up here. Just my idea that maybe if we're going to have 3 pillars, we're going to have 3 energy icons. It's just a work in progress. I did all the waterfalls and rivers and all that kind of stuff. So Ryan, our animator, did the pose for the character. Now, these are actually animated, just not in the game yet. The hut was done by Courtney, and the marmoset was modeled by Wade. And again, Courtney did all the huts. She did all these little knickknacks and stuff like that. I didn't put too much of that in because everything keeps changing all the time. You got to move all that stuff. So there we go. And this is Devin did all the modeling for this. So once we have that all matched, that will match. It'll all look like it's part of each other. Oh, and I was thinking, this is for the environmental artists. This should have moss hanging down on it just to kind of break up that shape, because you can see the model angles here, to keep the poly count down. So it'd be nice if we just had that hanging with moss to break up that line a little bit. So just a little idea I want to mention there. And Ryan got the pit done and laid out. And thank you, Henrique, for getting in here and getting this fixed, because it was not functional. It had holes in it. Ryan did a fantastic job on the modeling, but it was Henrique who understood what to do and how to lay it out. So that's what he did. So some pit images by what Ryan did. I've taken all the screenshots, but Ryan did the layout. And so there we go. So I don't know who did this. This is from, 2006. This is somebody who came in and just maybe did a couple images for us. And I mean, maybe I could figure out who it is, but for this stream, I couldn't figure out who it was. So basically what we want to do is some abandoned huts in the Bane area. And I found this and I thought, oh man, we could do these different huts, because you're going to go in there. There's going to be quests, and imagine be able to go upstairs and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool. I mean, this could be a walk around too. There's all kinds of things we could do. This was supposed to be a brood fortress is what it was supposed to be. So, it was just an idea. So I just didn't want to lose it. And so Jeff got Bane all done. So that's what we got happening there. Shania did the waypoint. I had to think about what that's called, the waypoint marker. So I just want to give her credit for that. This is Bear Isle. This is the Claw Quest, but this won't be in Bear Isle. I mean, eventually it could be, but we're going to kind of close down the massive Bear Isle, which I'll show today, and create a smaller one that fits into our new map system. Now this quest, Dylan did this quest up, the hidden quest, and I tell you, I mean, I know what the quest is, and I'm reading it, and I was just so excited. So it's going to be done by our princess, our Lager princess. She's got no hair here, but she's kind of got Farrah Fawcett hair, so, but we didn't have that done for this. So anyways, you'll come up behind here and do the hidden quest. Of course, it's probably going to be in a different area. This is Bear Isle again. So that's just where I had everything done. I did this up and totally revamped this old style book and put a new crystal in it and pick quests on the cover and all kinds of things. And so this is going to be a quest. You're going to get this book. And this is, Dylan's already written this. It's really good. And then, so this is where I give Derek the credit for the pit. So this is where and I've given him this. He's going to do all of the pit images in this. And so, you know, it'll be like this, and try to put some old paper in there and kind of move this over so it looks like it's open now. And so, yeah, I mean, it could still be done. I just did this up quickly, but just to give an idea of what we're going. I'm really excited about what's happening with these quests. It's really brought a new level of life to the game, so it's absolutely amazing. And then the Strangler Forest. This is an older image that Jeff did a long time ago, and the whole idea here is on the brood side is where we should put this. So Dominique did this. This is the Strangler plant that can grab you and swallow you. And so he did that up. So that's just awesome. Yeah, you can go to our teespring.com, and we've got t-shirts there. We've got the poster there. Teespring.com store/iPlayMore. Enter code iPlayMore, save $3. And Henrique, so I got Henrique on this. He did the coins. So I designed them, and he did the 3D models. So there you go. So you can earn mana, which is a real currency in our game, by being active on our Discord. And you can earn mana by being in my stream on Twitch. So that's kind of cool. And there we go. So here we go. I'm going to turn on my thing, and you can see I'm wearing the glasses again. So I'm just going to, I got a little bit of a product review here. And so you probably can't see this. So anyways, I bought this VindaCator, and these guys were telling me, oh, you know, it's what you need to put on your screen. So you wash your screen and you put it on. It's just, it changes the color to more red. It does reduce the blue, but I'm still wearing the Oakley glasses, and I'm finding that it is, because it was getting to the point where because I'm doing 80 hours a week, and these monitors, I got 2 monitors on. I've got an outboard audio card, and it's got a blue screen on it. I'm like, holy, I got all these blue screens on my eyes all the time. And so it was getting to the point where it was really terrible. But this is working. This is, you know, I feel like my eyes are healing and getting better. So just be really cautious. If you want to know more about blue light and what's happening with these screens, and any screen that's got blue light, there's a TED Talk, and the guy basically says what they need to do with these blue screens for the LEDs to work is they got to turn them on and off. And they do it so quickly that we can't see it, but it's just like poking needles in your eye. And there's only a certain amount of that you're going to be able to handle. So I just want to be, you know, and here we are making a game, and everybody's going to be looking at it on blue screens. I mean, it's just, ugh. So anyways, wave the hello. And that's that. So let's jump into the game here. And so here we are in Bear Isle. And I put all the foliage in there. There's only 3 of us that worked on this. Well, Phil got the original map, but it was all just a bunch of squares, and everything had to be put together. There was no textures or anything like that. So 3 of us did a lot of work. So basically Henrique, myself, and Kang did the programming. And so that's what you're going to see today. So if I hit Alt-P, I can jump in here. And this is performing very slow because we've got everything. We've got every possible quest. We built all of our models. We put everything in here. So I had one map instead of loading a bunch of maps. And it's just the wrong way to go about it. I mean, it works, but it's very performance heavy. So, you know, if it was 2 years from now and I had a new computer, it would be great. All right, so just play the male characters here. All right. So today, I've got some other things happening that are really exciting. Man, it just bugs the heck out of me because I can't talk about it. But I got a request. Let's just say this. I got a request. This is all to do with financing. I had a request for a 30-second demo. Like, here I am making these long demos. And so investors, they don't want to see something that long. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, it makes sense. You don't pitch investors gameplay, but I mean, that's what we've been doing. Oh. Need to wait. That's the first secret. You got to wait for that announcement to be done. Although I left. You want to have 2 throne energies. Ooh, I'm actually picking up some pep. I got 6. That's not bad. All right. Oh, it just stopped on the top of the hill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a stronghold here. So if I go like this, and I go point of view, no, of view, 112. That didn't work. Let me just try that again. FOV. It's FOV. FOV. You think I know this by now? All right. And if I look down at my device, you're going to see it's 888. Now watch what happens. I run over this fountain. So if I push H, you're going to see I've created a stronghold. You see that on the left side there. You can see the enemy throne is open. And my device has been leveled up. I'm carrying more energy now. So that's how you make a game perfectly balanced. And then you let the players unbalance it. And that's what that is. That's the middle of the game. And it begins to unbalance the game. And it's just something, we did a lot of testing with our first prototype. And, you know, it's all multiplayer from day one. And that's one of the things that we learned is to, you know, if you overbalance your game, it's actually boring. All right. So he hasn't captured his throne yet. So we'll just pretend that other player there is, if you're in the middle, it captures faster. That's why I'm going up there. So let's just go to the other guy. So he's back from the bathroom. I'm just joking. But
King of Dominations.
I don't even know what that sound was. I'm going to have to think about that. It sounds familiar, but it should. I don't know. Okay. So now he could just take that throne back, but there's an interesting thing about our game. I used to love doing this. And that's if I can get back before he captures that throne, I put his throne out. And I used to love doing that when we were testing it before. People were like, oh, I'm just going to go back and capture my own throne. I'm like, no, you're not. Because I am going to come up here. And I am going to create... Let's just do it backwards. Let's do it like this. So if I push T... No, it's not going to work. It's got to be closer. It's got to be within range. And of course I fell off. But I've got freedom, so I can push enter. Fly back up. The game's not performing 100% because we've got a lot going on. So if I push T and I push lightning, which is D, and I push left mouse. And the throne, the crown isn't showing up. So it seems like the more... Oh, there it is. Okay, that's a little bug. We're not fixing this anymore, but all right. So let's go do this. So I can just come across, and this is what's making my scepter come online. And there I've just placed all of them. And let's just look at the scepters. So that's the lightning scepter. If I push the up arrow, that's the fire scepter. You can see it's on fire, it's working. And that is the ice scepter. The storm scepter. And this is the common scepter. And this is, people don't get to see this one very much. Let's show you what this looks like. So I'm just using some existing effects. And see, it comes up beside my crosshairs and it tells me when it's ready again. And of course I can use the other lightning scepter. So if you got lots of money, you can use them all. If you don't, then you're probably going to want to just use the common one. There's an advantage though to having all these different ones. Just a little one. But if your whole team has it, it's going to add up. So our game is 16 on 16 multiplayer. First-person shooter, RPG on the left hand. All right. Let's just go switch over to this guy. So this throne should be out. Programming's not working 100%. So before I capture it, because I'm not supposed to be able to, and you can see I can just place thrones going right through everything. You know what's cool is I went back and I said, where were we last year at this time? And I went and watched last year's video. I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, that's before Kang joined and we got all this programming done. So we've sure come a long way, which is kind of cool. You can see that my shields are being filled up as I'm on the throne here. And these are place thrones. And I'm just randomly placing some different ones. So I can see the enemies there. So Ultimate Throne Wars means that we're close.
Ultimate.
Oh, pulled me off. But I can fly. Where's the bad guy? Oh. It's kind of cool. We got the hit sounds in the other version of the map. So I usurped.
The king.
So let's just show something here. So you can see these are all brewed now. I've usurped the whole throne line. Isn't that cool? So I can come to this last throne, turn off my freedom by pushing enter. So all of our power-ups are in your control. Throne's out, but here's what I can do. I can push T. And I can go place a couple thrones here.
Dominations.
Alright, so I've declared dominations now, which means that my energy flows all the way from my icon, my energy icon, to theirs. I can blast this with my lightning and my device. And you can see it's doing some damage there. But let's show something a little different today. So Zach is on this throne and it's out. So there's nothing he can do. But this throne was the latest. Uh-oh. Let's try that again. Another reason we need to have the high performance so it's easier to control. So he's going to capture this. And we're going to go back over the other side. Watch what happens. When he breaks it. So this is no longer in jeopardy. And you can see there's no line. This is all broken. Alright, so it's going to push freedom here. And so he's taken that throne there. So here's what I can do. I can go to my last known good throne. And it's out. Oh, my freedom's up. Ooh, I just made it. So until level 25, you're going to be managing your ability to fly with power-ups. So I've just... Hey, how you doing? Man. Destros, how do you... Man, it's been a long time. All right, so that is now in jeopardy again. And you can see the damage I did on it is still there. Yeah, it's coming along, isn't it? It's great. Can't wait to play with you in it. That's the thing. So I can do some more damage on that. So I'm just going to change over to my hog device. Because it's a little overpowered. Scoreboard's not done yet, so ignore that. Now here is what's absolutely revolutionary about this. Every other game, I'm playing Quake Champions right now. And so you load the game, and it takes a long time. And then you're in a waiting room. And then you click to join an arena, and then it's looking for an arena, and you're waiting. And then it loads the arena, but it loads this I don't know, this thing where you see your own character and you wave and make a statement. Why would they show the same thing over and over again? It's absolutely crazy. And then they load the arena, and then you play, and it's like, oh my goodness, look at this. So we've got one load, and I can just go back in and start all over again. No loading. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that on the whole open world so that you can actually go to a different zone or whatever. I think we can. So that's going to be the goal. If we can just have the game load once, you click on the map, you decide where you want to play, and then you're just there because the load is already done. Yeah, this is laggy because we've... So I'm going to show you why this is laggy. Let me show you. So this is not a playable level. This is just our prototype. This is just where we worked all our things out. But I'm going to show you why it's laggy. It's because we've got about 20 quests in here. And so now I'm outside of the play area. So Rigel did up the level 2 shrines here for us. But these all have, everything that you see in this game has 5 textures on it. It's all art. And I'm playing 2 characters on one computer, and it just, if I just play one character, it performs really well. But we're doing multiplayer, we're doing 2 characters, we've got all of these things drawing, so it's a little bit much. But let me show you something here. So I'm just going to exit out of this, close this off, don't save. Then I got to go find. Give me 1 second here. I have these all marked. Okay, here it is. I haven't marked this one yet. I've marked this one. So here's our new map. Okay, but this one has no textures in it yet, so it's going to look a little grody compared to that. But man, does it perform well. So what we're going to be doing is all procedural texture systems, and they look better than the actual textures. So we've got this brilliant guy named Zoran, and he's doing an amazing job. I think he's a genius is what I think, because he's got this system set up for us that you have the character, so there's no textures on this yet. Let me just set this up here. So turn off the toolbar, game view. So here's the new level. So there's no textures, but look how much smoother this is, right? It performs really well. So this is where we're going. And this doesn't have textures in it. We've got to build all these terrain textures. Yeah, isn't that cool? So, okay. So we just have kind of a blocked out castle. That's not a real castle yet. So we're doing a vertical slice. So a vertical slice is what we're going to go pitch to the publisher. And so we're going to make this so there's no textures on these trees or plants. Or yeah, ask. And there's no textures on the building yet. So let's just hit Alt-V. Uh-oh. I might have screwed up. Yes, we do have quests. So what they are is training quests. So your very first quest is going to be for your base device. So we don't have our characters in here yet. So I'm going to I always do it this way. I don't know why. I need to figure out why the other game lines up perfectly and this one doesn't. Anyways, maybe it's just a different engine version. I don't know. Okay. Oh man, the quests are going to be awesome. But you know what? I'm not even going to talk to you about that. I'll tell you a little bit about it, but really, ultimately, let us get the NPC in here and let me do the quest, because that's going to be so much more cool. So basically, the first quest is, you see this device on my right arm? It's called a claw. Oh, there's a bug there. That's the middle is supposed to be spinning around. You can see how small my character is. So the claw is kind of a cool thing because you can put enemies in a pod, you can push them around, you can throw them off the throne. If somebody's shooting at you and you have no defense, you can use it for a shield. So it's kind of cool. All right, let me show you this. Okay, so these are the girls. You can hear the girls' announcements now. The girls are small.
Princess of Thunder.
All right. Okay.
The Kim.
Princess of Thunder.
So you can see all the rocks don't have textures. Oh yeah, the things in my hand have textures. Yeah, so that what's in my hand, in the left hand, that is a fire scepter. I'll show you how it works. So when you come into our game, so let me just explain something here. So what all games do is let me just show you with this, because this makes a little more sense. They put you in a narrow hallway, narrower than this, usually like maybe as narrow as 1/2 of this. And they slow your movement down. They don't give you a very fast run. And they don't let you, like, look at our jump. Here, let's get out here, show you our jump. So here's our jump. I'm just all I'm doing is holding spacebar. Oh, I just went through a tree. So because our characters have wings, you have a really incredible jump, but they would never allow that. So what we do is, instead of the programmer and the designer taking your freedom away, we have the enemies do it with the scepters. And I'll show you a little bit how the scepters work. So the secret here for this fountain is you jump into the middle. So that device was 888. It's now been leveled up to 1332. And it just gives you more energy, a little bit more of a thing. So there's no textures on any of these plants. There's no textures on the ground. Yeah, the scepter has a texture. The device, these devices have textures. There's textures on the water, but there's no textures on the huts and things like that. So there you go. Okay, so let me just show you. How do you get somebody off? So your first quest is the claw. I didn't answer your question, did I? So there, I pushed 1, and I've got the claw. And if I right-click, I throw her off the throne. Let's go see where she went. All right, so she went flying. And you can see on the screen there's a find. What does that mean? Well, you can see over here. She's going to take that throne sometime here. This is a shrine. And if I go to it, it's going to fill me up with energy. If I go close, it's going to give me throne energy. But you see that symbol doesn't match. Oh. But it just changed.
Queen of Dominations.
So as she's capturing, it's changing. Oh, look, it is this one. So this is how you unlock. So if I wanted to unlock, so she's the queen. That means she owns both thrones. And if I come in there like that, I can unlock it. So if your team is really organized, you can go around to all the shrines. There's 6 of them, plus 2 in the pit. So that's 8. right? Oh, +2 at the so there's 10 shrines to unlock, and it just starts with 3, and then it locks to 4, and then, you know, as you level things up. Okay, so she's right there. I'm just playing on one computer. We don't have... The whole multiplayer issue is Amazon has a thing called Game Lift, and Game Lift is never... You know, we keep updating our version of the game so that we're current and we can do all the new things with it, like real-time ray tracing and all that kind of stuff. But Amazon Game Lift is never at the same level, so we can't do multiplayer. That's what's holding us back. And we just updated again to 4.23, and that's so that we can do matching textures on models and terrain. Okay, what? So just touch this.
Empress.
So she is the Empress. She has created an empire. Okay, so how do I get my scepter online? I want to get a fire scepter. I push T for placing a throne. I push S, not D, S, and then right. Look at my scepter. Now my scepter's online. Now I push F, and I can do fire, and I can shoot my device. And so the whole idea with that is to give the players a lot of freedom, and they can take it away. So while you do the quest, you level up, right? Yeah, you get XP for doing the quest, that's right. So we've got a really cool system. Let me just get off this throne, make a lot of noise. We've got a real cool system in our game, and basically what it is this. Let me just push H. So you can see there's the score on the right side. And so at the end of the game, you're going to get score, you're going to have team points, which we don't have in here yet. You're going to get bonus points, which we don't have in here yet. And it's going to add those 3 things together, and that's your XP. And then when you're off questing and exploring and doing things like that, you're going to get XP as well. So it's a totally different system, but you're going to get most of your XP inside of these arenas. So what we're in right now is an outdoor arena, first-person shooter arena with the role-playing elements. All right, let's just switch over to the other one here. You're going to see her throne is out. So remember, she was capturing this, and the other girl created an empire. So let's push T. Let's bring my scepter online. I push D. I push left mouse. And you see my scepter's got lightning now. And if I push F, oh, it just fired on me. It's a little bit of a bug we gotta fix. If I get off the throne. Yeah, see, it's... So a dynasty is automatic. It's when you hold an empire. It's supposed to be 8 minutes. We're just doing things a little quicker here. Those thrones are all supposed to be back in the castle and stuff. We're just doing this for testing. All this stuff, me placing thrones this fast, is all just for testing. So don't get too accustomed to that. And I don't like when games do that. So you see she's got a crown throne. So if you came into the game, this is one thing. Okay, so when I play other games, do you have a max level plan per game? Absolutely not. No, it's eternal. And I shouldn't even be saying this. Not only is it eternal, I want your XP to move into the next game. So, because to me, like for example, when I play Quake Champions, they start me at level 0. It's like, hello, I've been playing Quake 3 Arena for a long time. So it's just, it makes a lot of sense to not do that sort of thing. It makes more sense to have it continue on. So it's endless XP. There's no max level. It's not like a typical RPG where, you know, you're level 30 and somebody's level 2 and you're way more powerful than them. This is skill-based. And in fact, we make our new players, let me just show you something here real quick. We make our new players very valuable. So you can see, if I push H again here, you see on my upper right, you see I got 100% shield. Well, new players are going to have 150 all the way up to level 11. And so if I'm looking for a new player and I pick up this device here, so this is called an Agony. Dark Energy. And then I switch to it. And then I zoom. Where is that enemy? She's up in the air, right? Somewhere. Anyways, we'll pretend that she's somewhere. Actually, we'll just do these logs. So you can see I can roll my mouse wheel and I get closer and closer. Now, if I just shoot this, it's like a railgun. Okay? Now, this is a prototype. Things are not perfect yet. Got lots of work to do. But if I right-click it, it creates a tie bond and it connects players together. So you can connect yourself to an enemy. Like if you're really aggressive, you can go in and tie bond to an enemy and you're actually sharing shields. And if you're the better shot, you can take all his shield and start to take your own shield and then get points. But what's revolutionary about it is that you can connect to a new player. And here's the thing. If a new player plays a game and they don't have a positive experience, they don't get one kill, they'll uninstall the game, they'll never play it again because they don't think that they're good enough to play it. It's kind of interesting. So I'll just switch to something quiet. So what we do is we do the tie bond thing, and you're looking for those players because they got 150% shield. And the best thing about it is when I go flying through the map and I head to the enemy base or whatever, they've got a line connected, like a bungee cord. And so they know where I am and how to connect to me. I don't have to type, I don't have to talk, I don't have to say nothing. It's just going to be a line, just like this line here, and they're going to be able to find me. So it's all just concept stuff right now, but I really like that idea. Making the new players the most valuable player in the game. Everybody's going to be looking for them. Uh-oh.
Ultimate Flame Wars.
All right. So let's zoom in. Some weird things happen with how characters. So this is just, we're just setting this up now. See my score going up? We got a lot of work to do on stuff. All right. Oh, I'm in the lady.
The Kim.
So I have usurped her thrones. We got a little bug here where things are still looking blue, but they're supposed to all be red. It's amazing when you set this up. You think that, oh, everything will just work. No. Okay, you see I automatically put a throne there. Oh, I was talking about that. So when you, in regular games, when you walk up to a player, you have no idea what their skill level is. And what we're going to do here is you're going to be able to walk up to a player and see what that crown is. And when I see that, that's a king's crown. But let's just call it an empress crown for now because we only have one in the game. It's just for testing. So you're going to walk up there and go, oh, that's a high level. That's a high level player. Like that's somebody that's really talented because they're leading the game. And I can make a decision. Do I want to attack them by myself? So that's what that whole crown thing is about. Because in regular games, there's no way to tell how good somebody is. All right, so we can just go through this here.
Domination.
All right, we're just going to use the hog again, a little overpowered. We have to do some balancing here. It's a victory condition. That's how it works. And I got this working so I can push G. My character does a little bit of a move. It'll be something more major. Of course, she's really small on that throne, so ignore that. We got to get our other characters in. So it's all a work in progress. And again, the revolutionary thing is no loading. I just come here, pick the character I want, and I am right back in the game. No loading. Everything's reset. So that's what's revolutionary about it. Now, I've been showing the pit, but I've been crashing on that. So I'm not going to do that today. We've got an incredible... So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push escape. And I'm just going to go in the pit as a spectator. So the pit is here. It's funny, Nikita's like, I can't find the pit that you want me to do the lighting in. So yeah, it's right here in this mountain. And you go into the mountain, there's the pit. This is where the player spawns, and then the player falls into the pit. And Oh, okay. So this and this is a message for. Boy, I gotta think about this. Who was asking me about if we have a dragon? I think Dylan was asking me about the dragon. So I think what we can do is we can make this room a little bigger. So, oh, no. I know what I've got to talk to Sorab about the map. That's what it is. So this room will have the dragons, the sleeping dragon with the egg. So Ryan's done a bunch of animation on that. He says that's probably the best thing we have to show. So we're going to put it in here. So the dragon will be here. So Sorab, I got to send you that message. That's my reminder there. So yeah, basically, and this is just a very small version of what the pit's going to be quite large actually. And so we're also going to have quests that are going to teach you about this and how to escape these pits. So that's the brood side. And this is the kin side. There we go. So there we go. And so when you're in here, you're going to have no shields. You pick up the return. And then the return will spawn you back at your home tree. So let's just go show you what that is. So home tree is a giant tree. I got the idea from Avatar. I just love their home trees. Now this is just a mock-up. We've got to still do textures and everything on here. And so you're going to spawn back here at your home tree. Up inside here, if you go up, is a supply room. So you can pick all your stuff up that you lost. Because you lose all your booty when you get banished. And so instead of having death in our game, which makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense to be blown into a bunch of frags, wait 20 seconds, and then you're back in the game. That 20 seconds absolutely pulls me out of the game. And so what we do instead of that is you're banished. You click your button, you spawn into a lower level, you're banished. You're no longer in the upper level. You can earn some points, some XP in the pit, but it's not like the main game. So you want to get back in the main game as fast as you can. The pit is like a Half-Life game. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm done anyway, so have a good sleep. Thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you again. And hopefully it will be very soon we'll be able to play this. But yeah, this level, this is our vertical slice. This is what we're going to use to finance the game with a publisher. And then we're going to be doing a cinematic and pitching that to television because now we're able to produce television right out of the game engine. So very exciting. And so it's amazing. We've had an amazing week of development, pulling everything together. So very exciting. So anyways, that's that. Let's just go back. Let's wrap this up here. So make sure you go to iPlayMore.com, sign up for a video game test of Thunder, and we'll see you next week. And have a great day. It's VindaCator. And like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, ring the bell, and I am out.